All right. Give this a moment. Hope everybody's doing well. I know some people don't hear me right away, so I like to try to wait for a minute before we get started here. Okay. All right. Welcome. We're going to talk about have the American people given up, and where we're going to talk about what I think's wrong with a lot of things and stuff like that. So we're going to get into all of that, and so we'll do that here in a little bit. But I want to remind everybody if we have any kind of problems uh, before, if the stream gets interrupted, anything like that, I will get right back on as soon as I can. Obviously, it looks like the problem was in the past, and I kept blaming YouTube, but it looked like it was that camera that I had that was glitching out. But again, I knew it wasn't my internet. See, I told you, people were like, "Oh, it's your internet, your internet, your internet." No, I said it's not my internet. So anyway, no, the internet's good. So anyway, but if we do have any issues, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So just hang in there. The second thing I want to remind everybody is that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. So I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. And, if you cannot follow those simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we're not going to have it. Okay. So just putting that out there ahead of time. So anyway, that's what we got with that. So let's talk about have the American people given up? And so first of all, what do I mean by have they given up? Okay. I've seen a slow progression over the course of my life. Um, the dumbing down of students. I mean, even that the new math that they have. I mean, that is the stupidest thing in the whole world. And if a child does the old style math, they're told that that's wrong, even if they have the right answer. They have to do it this stupid, ridiculously long, drawn out way. And so the dumbing down is just unbelievable when it comes to that aspect of it. Okay. Being an individual is not encouraged. Again, and I've talked about thinking outside the box and stuff like that. Well, kids are taught basically that, Common Core. Kids are taught that they need to stay inside that box, not buck the system, do as they're told, be good citizens, don't question anything, and just do as you're told, right? That's what they're molding these kids for today in the school system. So that's an issue, okay? When you have people that, because of drug addiction or alcoholism or whatever the case may be, end up becoming, and I don't want to call them victims, because when people do stuff to themselves, in my opinion, I'm giving you my opinion, when people do things to themselves, it's nobody's fault but their own, but they end up getting into the system. It's very, very difficult to get out of that system once you're in it. And so what do I mean by that? Like, so if you've had some issues and with drugs, let's just use drugs, okay? And you have issues, you've had some, publicized court issues with drugs, and you have children. Well, then, Child Protective gets involved. And once those people get their claws into you, it's very, very difficult to get out of that. So even if you get yourself totally clean, you get out of that lifestyle, you still have these people meddling into your life and controlling you, basically. It's the same thing if you get yourself messed up with the court systems. They will put you on, depending on what you've done, obviously, you can be on probation for years. You can be on parole for years, where, again, somebody's controlling you. If you don't do as you're told and if you don't behave, you're right back into prison. Okay. So I'm just giving some examples, but I think when you see the slow erosion of our rights and our freedoms in this country, and it's happened in such a gradual slope that people don't really pay attention to it. Okay. 9/11 to me was a huge culmination if you look at that back then, and they ushered in the Patriot Act. All right, and basically we gave up, uh, we gave up all of our rights to, not be spied on. They can wiretap our phones. They can do whatever they want to do. So we just went, oh yeah, okay. And there's that old saying, and I think it was Benjamin Franklin. I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said it. Those who give up their freedoms in the guise of safety deserve neither. So I believe it was Benjamin Franklin that said that. But it's just we have just given up. It seems to me in a lot of ways. Individuals, they don't. There's not that individualism is not celebrated anymore. That's looked at being bad. Again, if you buck the system, then you're considered, oh, that's a horrible, bad person. I can't believe they're not doing it. I can't believe they're not doing what they're told. Right? Happens all the time. Okay, we can use this whole thing with the virus. Okay, I just saw today. I was reading an article, and not as many people are traveling that normally travel, obviously, but still a lot of people are out there and they're traveling and they're going to visit loved ones for Christmas and stuff like that. All right. Even though, and I love this too, even though they've been told not to. Well, you know what? It's still, we have choices as individuals in this country. We can do or not do whatever we want to do. So people need to remember that. It amazes me that people just conform. They just do as they're told. When you have, okay, so to me, the obvious problem in this country, it's two problems in this country, okay? It's not race. Race is not a problem in this country. That's perpetuated by the media, constantly perpetuated by the media. And they do it on purpose because they want to continue to stir the pot. They want to continue to have people hating each other and stuff like that. To me, the two biggest issues that we have in this country, number one is the government, and number two is big business. Those are the main issues that we have in this country. They will continuously pit us against each other, so we're fighting over scraps and over stupid stuff instead of focusing on the true issues and the true problems, instead of standing up together as human beings in this country, as American citizens in this country, and saying, hey, this is not acceptable behavior anymore. We're not doing that, okay? Because we're too busy hating Charlie because Charlie, he's a different religion than I am. I don't like him because he's different, and it's weird. What he does is weird, and it makes me uncomfortable, right? See, that's all it's got to take. It's all it's got to be. Makes you uncomfortable. He thinks different than I do. I don't like that. That makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that guy over there because he's black and I'm white. So I'm supposed to hate him because just because of the color of his skin. This is a stupid, ridiculous nonsense that is continuously perpetuated through the news media by those people, okay, big business, who are in control. They're making the rules, and we're just expected to go along with them. Okay, too many snitches, right? Exactly, and that's part of the problem too. It's brainwashing. You're absolutely right. The televisions, they don't call it programming for no reason. Okay, it is to get you to go along, do as you're told. Everything is fine, everything is normal, this is okay, this behavior's fine, that behavior's fine, this is normal, and you're just supposed to accept it, even if you don't care for it or you don't like it or whatever the case may be. Here's my thing, and I'm a big believer in this. You have, and this is where I have a huge problem with some of the things with our country, okay? So you have a child. We all, a lot of us here have children, right? I have two children, and plus I have my stepson, okay? I raise these kids up. I love these kids. They're my kids. I love my kids no matter what, right? And that's how it should be. But unfortunately, in our society, if little Johnny grows up and all of a sudden Johnny comes to you one day and says, Mom and Dad, I'm homosexual. Well, nope, sorry. We can't accept that. That's bad, and you need to stop. Well, that's not how it works. Okay, in the animal kingdom, which we are part of the animal kingdom, it is 70% heterosexual, 20% bisexual, and 10% homosexual. That's how the breakdown is. So realistically, 3 out of every 10 people you meet are either bisexual or homosexual. Okay. Still in our society, it's better now than it was 20 years ago, 40 years ago. It's much better now. Okay. But there's a stigma still attached with it. And so many people will disown their children because they think, well, they made a choice. This is what they want to do. And I really don't think that is the case. I mean, you don't wake up one day. And here's the thing is, okay, like I'm 55 years old. I didn't wake up this morning and go, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to be homosexual today. It doesn't work like that. Either you are or you're not. And here's the best part. Let me just break this down for people really quickly. Whatever you are, there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever you do to consenting adults, notice how I say consenting adults, whatever you do behind closed doors is nobody's business but your own. Okay? That's it. And I don't care what you do. It doesn't affect me. It really, truly doesn't. So again, when these parents will abandon, completely shut their children off, okay? And I hate to break it down like this, but a lot of time it's Christians, okay? A lot of Christians do this to their children. That's not love, okay? That is not love. Just because your child comes to you, and I want you to remember something here, and this is something that I've seen, because I have a lot of people that I've known through the years that were lesbian, homosexual, and stuff like that. Some of the finest people that I have ever met, to be honest with you, okay? Different lifestyle choices, whatever, their own business. But there's a lot of drug abuse and there's a lot of alcoholism in the gay community. And the reason that there is because of the hatred, the non-acceptance, the families turning their back on their children. How do you do that to your children? How do you do that? And again, use the Bible, whatever you want to do, to justify your actions on something that makes you uncomfortable, or how it's going to look in the community. Oh my God, I'm this prestigious person in the community, and I can't have this gay kid around me. Think about, and that's what people do. And I think that is very, very sad. I think it's very, very sad. We're supposed to love our children no matter what. Okay. If my children came to me and said, I'm this, that, or the other thing, I don't care. I don't care. It's nothing to, they're still my kid. I'm still going to love them no matter what. And that's just, my 20-year-old, 3-year-old son is bisexual. I don't agree with it, but I damn sure stand beside him and will always support him. James, you know what? I like hearing that. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to necessarily like it. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't necessarily like it. Okay. Because if you know how society is, and especially you get to be a certain age, you kind of know how society is, you know what they're going to go through and what they're going to have to deal with. I had a guy one time I was taking care of, little bitty Hispanic gentleman. And he was a brain injury. He was like all like this because of he had gotten beaten up so bad he was permanently disabled. He didn't talk, nothing. You know why he got beat up so badly? Because he was a drag queen, and he got jumped by a bunch of tough guys that had to go beat up on a 105-pound cross-dresser because it made him feel better, or whatever the case may be. His partner was still there with him, showing support and being there for him, even though he was as messed up as he was. That's dedication. That's love. Okay. And I'm not trying to get on the whole gay bandwagon or anything like that. I'm just using these things as examples of part of the problem, what's wrong with our society. Huge part of what's wrong with our society. Again, you don't have to like what they're doing. You don't, my thing is this, okay? I would say if you're going to do it, just be respectful like anything else. Like, I don't want to see, if I'm out in public, I don't want to see a heterosexual couple going at it. Okay. That makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, places, show some discretion. Okay. But I sure don't want to see homosexual people going at it in public either. Okay. So again, that's not anything to do with anything other than the fact is, you're in public. You need to act a certain way in public, realistically, So, but the problem is too a lot, and so I'm going to jump around here tonight because I had all these thoughts I was thinking about today. Part of the problem is today as well is we have so many people, and I call it on the government tit. Okay, way too many people with that handout, not looking to do anything to better their lives, but get what they can get, sit on their behinds, do their whatever hustles they're doing on the side. All right, that's a problem as well. Again, I'm a big believer in a hand up, not a handout. I don't think that certain things should be forever. I think we have the obligation to try to, encourage people, get people, if they're on, I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of reasons why people get on drugs. I mean, nobody wakes up one day and says, hey, you know what? I think today's the day. Today's the day I'm going to become a heroin addict. I've just thought about this and I think this is fantastic. This is a great idea. This is what I'm going to do. People don't wake up and do that. People don't wake up one day and say, hey, you know what? I think I've decided I'm going to become a prostitute so that I can get the crap beat out of me, become a drug addict, and do all these things. That's my life path. People don't wake up and decide to do that. It's a progression that happens. But why does it happen? Okay, a lot of the people that turn to prostitution, that turn to drug use and stuff like that, there's a lot of abuse in the home, in the family. There is, maybe somebody's an alcoholic and is beating the crap out of everybody in these type of things. Or there's a lot of molestation that happens, unfortunately, in this country. Way too much of that. So they're dealing with trauma. Okay, there's trauma back here somewhere. And how do they deal with that trauma? They do it by drugs, promiscuous activity, or whatever the case may be. Bad choices, continuing to make bad choices to try to, mask that or use it as a band-aid. Drug abuse, alcoholism is a masking thing. It's their medicine, if you will, so they don't have to think about or deal with what has happened to them. Because heaven forbid that we go through and try to figure out what's wrong. What does the government do? What do they do? Oh, you have any issues? You have any issues? Here, take a Prozac. It's okay. You'll be on it forever. That's all right. You can be on that. The doctor said it's okay. You go ahead and be on this medicine. We're gonna give you some Xanax for your anxiety because life is so hard and oh my God, poor you. So now you'll have to have that forever too. Okay. And then once you're from that, we'll bounce you on to the next thing and the next thing. And so eventually we have you so drugged up that you're never going to think for yourself. You're never going to deal with these traumas or things that have caused you to have these issues in the first place. Again, drugs and alcohol, they're band-aids. That's all they are. They are not going to resolve the issues. I'm a big, big believer. I mean, I've seen it, guys. I mean, I've been in the nursing field for a long, long time. I can give you example after example after example. Vail Robbins, drugs and alcohols are hiding places for hurtful things done to people who use them. Exactly. It's exactly right. That's how they hide. That's how they deal with the emotional trauma of whatever happened. And I'm going to tell you what, bad things do happen. Yes, they do. And it sucks. But until you deal with that trauma and you work through it, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm always going to use myself as an example. Okay. I had some issues. I had some things happen to me when I was a kid. I have a hearing loss in my left ear, my left ear over here. I'm pointing to my right ear. I have a hearing loss in my left ear from a stepfather. He liked to hit me as hard as he could with an open hand. long story, there was a lot of abuse with that type of situation. But I was very, very lucky. And so as a teenager, when I talked to you guys and I told you, I was the kid that you didn't want your kids hanging out with. Okay. I was a bad kid. But a lot of what I was doing was I was acting out because of what happened to me. Now, I'm not making excuses. I made bad choices on top of bad choices. Okay. But looking back, as an adult, looking back at that situation when I was that age, I can remember saying to myself as a kid, when I get big enough, nobody will ever put their hands on me again. And they never did. And I'm not a tough guy. I don't think I'm a tough guy. Um, you have to deal with things. Now, I was very fortunate that I had an uncle who was a psychologist. My uncle Bill, who lived in California, and I talked with him a lot, and he helped me process through some things. Like I'll give you a great example. Great example, something. So my one friend was like one of my best friends. The kid's name was Richie. All right. Me and Richie were, I mean, like this. And then all of a sudden, one day, Richie says, I can't hang out with you no more. And years later, actually at his 50th birthday party, his wife had invited me to come. Him and I actually talked then. And he was like, back then, and I had let it go. It was forever ago. But he had said, it wasn't me, dude. It was my parents. My parents said I couldn't hang out with you no more because of the kind of person that you were. And I go, dude, I totally get it. As a parent, I get it. But, when you're 15 years old and your best friend says, we're not hanging out no more, that was emotionally to me really damaging. And so I had a lot of resentment. And what I had said to my uncle at the time was, I said, he hurt me. And he goes, no, he didn't. And I'm like, no, yes, he did. He goes, no, he didn't. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he helped me realize and process through that I allowed myself to feel a certain way because of a circumstance that neither one of us had any kind of control over. Okay. And it was real weird it's hard for me to explain it, but he helped me process through a lot of things. He helped me realize, like, and when I talk about this, guys, I talk about this a lot. Hate hurts the person who hates. I've talked about that a ton. Okay. If you can let things go, you are going to end up being such a happier person in life. You really, really are. Um, again, I hate no one. I don't hate anybody. Now, there's people I don't care for. There's people I don't really like too much. I just don't have nothing to do with them because I'm not going to waste my time or energy on those type of people. I'm just not going to. It's a waste of time, and it's not productive. I have too many things that I want to do, too many things that I want to accomplish, that I am not going to deal with that. Okay, I've talked about this before as well. Here's yesterday. That's gone. The past is gone. There's nothing you can do to change the past. It is gone. It's history. You could wish and hope and everything else. And I have those thoughts like anybody else. I wish this had been different. I wish that had been different. I wish I had gone to one school growing up, that we had been in just one school. And then, I love sports. So I was like basketball, football, baseball, loved them. I mean, probably basketball was my favorite. And I was pretty good. I was pretty good for a white boy. I was pretty good. I could ball. I could jump too. I had some good hops. But it's just I did a lot of street ball. I played a lot of street football. Did all that type of stuff, and we had a blast doing that. But you can't change that. That's gone. But what you have total and complete control over is today and moving forward. So when people blame everything on what happened back here, on what they're doing now, it comes down to three things. And I love this, and it always comes down to three things: people, places, and things. Those are the three things it comes down to: the people you're hanging out with, the things that you're doing, and the places that you are. If you're in the wrong place at the right time with the wrong people and you get jammed up, you can get yourself in a world of issues, court-wise or whatever the case may be, just because you were hanging out Street football painful. Yeah, it could be. It could be. But you know, yeah, and you drank from a garden hose. Absolutely. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But it's just trauma's real. We all have trauma of some degree or other, some hurt or some pain of whatever, be it physical, sexual abuse, bad relationships, somebody taking advantage of you. It happens and it sucks and it's no fun. And it's not. It's not any fun. But I'm a big believer in, I'm going to tell you what, when you're in love, and I want you guys to think about this. Think back to the first time you were ever in love and how awesome that feels, and that feeling of just total elation. Everything is just fantastic. You're walking on cloud nine. That's one of the greatest feelings in the world, okay? But then, maybe that relationship went sour and it happens. Hey, Mountain Girl, wishing everyone good health and happiness this season. Prepping brings peace. We could all use that. Yeah, yes, we could. Yes, we could. Thank you very much, Mountain Girl. And I don't know if you guys know or not, and I don't mean to be bringing up any trauma, but Mountain Girl's husband, he just passed away. It was just a year the other day. So I was going to give you a call and give you my condolences, but I kind of figured you wanted to be with family and stuff. But I want to give you my condolences on the loss of your husband. I know a year is a very short time, after especially, a 30 plus year marriage. So, my thoughts are with you on that, Mountain Girl. And I know, you're doing great. I know you got moved into your mountain retreat, which is awesome. So that's a blessing in itself. Thank you very much for the donation, and of course, Merry Christmas to you, and obviously everybody else on here as well. I hope everybody has a fantastic Christmas. So, but but going back to what I was saying, why would you not want to? Even though, let's say that relationship ended badly, and there was a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm not going to lie. You shut down. You shut down. You're not going to let anybody in there to ever do that to you again. Um, but over time, hopefully, it does, and you let somebody in there, and that could be the one. That could be the one, and you have to take that chance. To be bitter and to be resentful for the rest of your life because uh, Ellie Mae did this or that to you back here. That's a wasted life, in my opinion. The joy and the elation that you can feel with love, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. So, um, anyway, guys, we're at 968 in the chat. We're at 404 on a thumbs up. I haven't even asked yet for one. So I'm going to ask for a thumbs up. And thank you very much for doing that to show support for the channel ahead of time if you have not done so already. Also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better off we will be in there. So thank you for that reason as well. Also, I like to see a lot of thumbs up as the third reason. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for doing that as well. But, it's funny a lot of times when I'm on here, and it's weird because, okay, so this for me a lot of times is also therapy. And how do I mean that? When I share different things and stories and things that had happened in my life, I look back on a lot of stuff. And like I said, I have made a tremendous amount of bad choices in my past, ton of bad choices. But that none of that matters. What matters is right here and right now and what we do moving forward. And how do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as this a-hole that nobody liked, and it was a mean and spiteful person, and just couldn't get along with anybody, didn't like anybody? Do you want to be remembered as that, or do you want to be remembered as somebody that was decent and kind and tried to help people and tried to do the right thing? Or just, do you want to be remembered, period? Maybe you don't. I want to tell you what, and I've always say this to people, when we all get down, me included. I have my days, and I've talked about this before, but I'm gonna bring it up again right now because I think it's really really important. Okay, when when you have things happen in your life and it kind of puts you in a different path and stuff like that, you have choices you can make. You can let that eat you alive, or you can let it go and you can go on with your life and try to be happy. I've talked about the fact that the very best revenge that you can have on anybody in your life from your past is to live well and be happy. I think that's hugely important as well. I really think it is. You have to let things go. If you hold on to that hate like a cancer, all it's going to do is hurt you. That bitterness, the whatever's happened, you can't change it. Okay, you can wish it was different. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, the way things ended with my ex-wife, I don't like the way things ended with my ex-wife. I really don't. I wish it could have been different, but it is what it is. Okay, so you have to let those things go. I'll tell you what, when things went south, and I've probably mentioned this before. When things went south with my ex-wife, we were together for 11 years, and at that point in my life, that was a quarter of my life. A quarter, 25% of my life was with her. I didn't date for 2 years, not for 2 years. I couldn't. I was emotionally just a complete mess, But you have to go on. You have to. Um, you know, Life sucks sometimes. It really, truly does. You know, Not a victim. I am a survivor. There you go, Keith. That's absolutely. You know, what we go through in life, it doesn't have to define us, but it can shape us and how we move forward. It really can. Uh, the influence that we have, especially on the young, I think is really, really important. So I want to be somebody that young people would say, he gave really good advice. He sat down and he knew where I was coming from and he listened or whatever. Because everybody, I'm going to tell you what, everybody that's watching, we got 931 people watching right now. Okay. Everybody that's watching is going through something right now. Might be minor, might be major, but everybody's going through something. Okay. All of us are. Hold on a second. I want to see. So anyway, um, it's just I don't know. Life is an adventure, that's for sure. Hey, Route Terror, do you ever wish you could change the past, or are a big believer that everything happens for a reason? What you go through in life. Thank you for that question. Thank you for the donation. I think that's a great, and I'll tell you exactly where I stand on that. I think everything does happen for a reason. I think what happens to us in our life helps shape us to who we become. Again, I've made bad decisions, ton of bad decisions, ton. Okay, and not proud of some of the stuff that I've done, and I won't always get into everything that I've done, but I've made some very very poor choices through the years, and but again, it's what happens in our lives can definitely shape who we become. And because of the different things that have happened to me, sometimes I think, okay, if I could go back, okay, let's do it like this. If I could go back and be 18 again and know exactly what I know now, yeah, I'd have done a lot of things different. A lot of things different. Okay. But again, what happens in our lives makes us who we are. I'm going to tell you what, somebody had said on here earlier, they're a survivor. That's what I am too. I am a survivor. I will survive whatever I have to survive. I've been through a ton of stuff, and again, some of it's self-imposed, some abuse that I did to myself. You know what I mean? But again, you have to go through things. It helps you grow. It helps you grow as a person, and I think that that's a good thing. Growing as a person is a hugely good thing. I mean, it's great. It really is. Um, you know, sometimes the hurt that we deal with is, it's what we have to deal with at that time. Everything, I look at it like this, and this is kind of weird too. Everything is a lesson. We have lessons that we have to learn on this journey. And sometimes those lessons are really, really painful and they're not always fun. Okay. They're not. But, and I've gotten way, way off the rails on this chat, and I apologize. I'm going to get back on track in a second, but really quick, I want to mention my website, preparedness1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community on my website. If you go there, it's a great resource that we have for you guys to connect with like-minded people. So I would ask you to go there, register. It is free, does not cost anything. No credit card information is asked. And it's a great place to just check out the message boards, try to connect with somebody in your state or in your country. It's a resource that we put together for you guys. So definitely take advantage of that. The second thing, on my website, we have the Four Fathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. So definitely take advantage of that as well. Frank Prepper Artie Franklin, mistakes are anchors. Cut them loose. Yes, they are. Yep, you got to let it go. Letting it go is huge. Thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for the statement. But the Four Fathers has the CBD and hemp products. If you go to my website again, preppernurse1.com, you'll see their logo. You click on it, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a purchase over there, make sure you use the discount code Prepper Nurse and then number 1, and you'll save yourself 15% on your purchase. Okay. If they do other specials too, and I will definitely let you know what those are. And they do those periodically as well. So definitely, I will keep you abreast of what's going on with that. But it's a good thing to have in your preps. A lot of uses for the CBD products, a ton, and it really helps with a lot of different things. Okay. Also, we have on my website, if you go in and you click on store, it drops down and you'll see Legacy Foods. We have the freeze-dried Legacy Foods there as well. Definitely take advantage of that. It's a good thing to have in your long-term preps. 25-year shelf life, GMO-free, made in the United States. I recommend their stuff. I have it in my preps. I mean, I'll even do this real quick. I have it in my preps. Okay, good stuff to have. So it's not like I'm just talking. I back it up because I use it as well. So that's okay. So that's that. We're going to get back on track. Okay, but American people, are we giving up? I think that a lot of people have. They've conformed. They said, let me take as much as I can from our society, from our government, whatever they're going to give us. We're going to take it, take. And there's no ambition and there's no drive for a lot of people. But at the same time, I think that there's a lot of people out here that have a lot of drive, have a lot of ambition, think outside the box, still want to be free, and they're making it happen. You're seeing more and more channels. I didn't miss Supergirl's chat or Mountain Girl's chat. She didn't do another one, did she? No, she didn't do another. She just did the one. I didn't miss that one. Nope, I didn't miss it at all. So, but we have that drive. There's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of channels out there now. You see all these people going off grid, and doing it in a different way. Okay, they're doing it in a different way. Everybody's not going to have the same vision. Everybody's not going to have the same dream. They're not going to want to do the same things, and you shouldn't. You got to follow your own journey. But there's a lot of people out there that are absolutely following their own journey, which I think is awesome, and so I think that's a great thing, and they should be, and it's nice to see more and more people, especially younger people, waking up and realizing, I think that is awesome. So, again, follow all the different channels out there, get as much information as you can, a lot of different viewpoints, a lot of different things to look at. Again, Marfugal News is one that I will always recommend. Okay. Alaskan Prepper, he's a good channel. Hey, Artie Franklin. Americans have been beaten down via DC. Yeah, absolutely they have. Absolutely, for a long, long time. You know, uh, Americans have been beaten down big time. And, we're just, but there's a lot of us out here that are very, very strong willed and stubborn. A lot of us. Thank you very much for that statement. And thank you for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Um, but again, we got Angry Prepper. We have Prepper Nation. There's so many good channels, guys. I mean, I could go on, and that we did it the last time. A lot of people had different suggestions on here of different channels, and there's a lot of really good channels out there with a lot of really good information that we should be checking into, getting different ideas, look at different people. Bonnie says I'm a stubborn cuss. And there's nothing wrong with that, Bonnie. Nothing wrong with that. We have Marfugal News. That's cool. Yeah, no, like I said, Marv, I love Marv. Adam's a great guy. I really do. Full Spectrum Survival is another one. Yep, absolutely. Again, Wrangle Star is another one. Southern Prepper 1 is another one. Again, there's a lot of good channels out there with a lot of good information. Southern Prepper 1 gives a lot of really good information as far as looking at militarily wise, because he's, yep, Pinball Prepper is another one. So, yep, Full Spectrum Survival, absolutely. Yep, there's a lot of really, really good channels, a ton of them. Another one that I really like, going blank here, hold on a second. It's a guy from Maine. He had a place in New York, and now he's in Maine. He sold a place in New York. I'm trying to think, what was his name? Oh, my goodness. It's him and his dog. He's always got his dog, the Border Collie. Somebody's going to put it up here for me so that I'll know exactly. I can't think of it right now. Oh my goodness. I can't think of who it is. Well, Sean James is another one. Yep, love Sean James. I think he's got a great channel. Yeah, with My Self-Reliance, that's Sean James. Oh my God, no, that's not who I'm thinking about though. Sean James is up in Canada. Oh my goodness. God, I can't think of what that guy's name is. Boss of the Swamp. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dust Devil. God, I was absolutely blank, guys. Completely blank. But yes, Boss of the Swamp. Really, really great information. Main Prepper was one I used to watch back in the day, and yeah, he's no longer on there anymore. So, but like I said, guys, there's so many great channels. Like I said, Angry Prepper, love his stuff too. I think he's very intelligent, individual. Great information. Looking, and what I like is he gets all kinds of different people on. He interviews them, giving different perspectives, and that's nobody's going to look at everything exactly the same. Somebody, you may watch their channel and go, you agree with 85% of what they say. You may watch somebody else's channel and say, I don't agree with half of what they say. So who are you going to watch? You're going to watch the person that you like better, and as you should, absolutely, so. But but yeah, but like I said, there's so much good information out there that you can definitely take advantage of. Expanding your knowledge is always a good thing. Main Prepper passed away, I think, brain tumor, not sure. Oh, really? Okay. Thanks, John. I knew he had a ton of issues. I know, military wise, I know he had a ton of issues. So if that's the case, that's too bad, because I thought he had a great channel. So. But yeah, if he passed away, that's too bad. Well, you know who would know? Who would know if he passed away or not? The Patriot nurse, because she was really tight with him. So she would be one to ask if he did pass away. Prepper Nation, another good channel. Yep, absolutely. Like I said, guys, there's a ton of information out there. So many different channels. I got to write down that one new channel that I've been watching. I can't think of what his name is. Or well, it's a husband and wife. They got 4 kids. He was a cop in California, I believe, in California, and they saved their butts off. If anybody knows what that channel's name is, if you put it up here for me, but they're in Idaho now. So, but yeah, it's him and his wife. He was a cop, and she they, like I said, they got the four, no, not Red Poppy Ranch, it's not them, no. um Bessie says tired of being ignored. I don't blame you. I think most people are tired of being ignored. The government definitely does a really good job of that. Simple living. Is it simply living simply? I think there's like a third thing in there. Good simple living. Maybe that's what it is, Gene Boyles. Maybe that's what they are. I'm gonna have to write it down, but no, it's not the Big Family Homestead. No, no, he's a preacher. He's an ex-preacher. Um, Good simple living. I think. Yep, Wide Awake just said this. So I think that's what they're good simple living. They're a younger couple. They saved their butts off. They sacrificed, bought their property. They're now working on. They've been working on the property before they ever moved there. Getting things ready, and they paid cash for everything, which I have a ton of respect for that. They're not like going into huge debt to do what they want to do. And Dave Canterbury of the Pathfinder School is a great channel. Oh, hold on a second. Canterbury is all about bushcraft and wilderness survival. He's been around forever. Wasn't he on? Wasn't he on that show Dual Survival? Dave Canterbury. Wasn't he one of the ones that was on that? If that's who I'm thinking of, that he's really ex-military, a lot of skills, a lot of skills. I believe he was on that. Do they live in the mountains? They're in Idaho. Like I said, they're in Idaho now. So, um, yeah, he was okay. Yeah, Dave Canterbury. Yep, that's Dual Survival with Cody Lundeen. Yep, and Cody, the different viewpoints, like night and day, and that's why they put those guys together. But very, very good. They absolutely complemented each other very, very well with their survival. Like Cody was a desert guy, so he knew all about that, and Dave was like being in the military, he dealt with everything. But very, very cool. A lot. If you want to get a lot of good information as far as just strictly survival stuff, those are the people that you want to watch. Both of them, because they have, you know, he was on. They, like I said, the skills that they had is unbelievable. Again, what do? They think outside the box. They're not locked into thinking. Yeah, the guy that I'm talking about is an ex-cop with the Idaho. Yep. Simple living. Yep. Good simple living. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. They're homeschooling the kids. Yep. Yep. He was a police officer for I think 13 years, something like that. So, but really just they're very, very down to earth. It's funny when you watch them on video. Okay, and obviously you're getting to see what they're presenting, but you can see that they're very much in love, which is awesome. Um, and I really, really like their channel. I just started watching them, and but I've gone back and watched a couple of their older videos. But they've been working it. They've been working their butts off, and I really like what they're doing there, and good for them. Egg count time. All right, I'm getting hollered at. I haven't done the egg count yet. All right, well, let's do the egg count real quick. So before we do the egg count, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up. We're at 611 on the thumbs up. We got 910 people in the chat. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do that ahead of time, and thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction we have, the higher up in the rankings we go. So I would thank you for that reason as well. And also, I like to see a lot of thumbs up is the third reason. So that's always there too. So also, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Okay. So, all right. If you have the same guess is 80K man with 2 eggs, then you are correct. That's how many we had today. Had 2 yesterday, had 2 today. It's just that time of year. So, yep, but 2 eggs today. Today was actually pretty nice too. It was pretty mild. It was in the 30s, but it felt pretty good. Yes, Wrangle Star, Prepping 101. I did mention him earlier. Really like him as well. You know, gives a lot of good information. He's a pretty big channel too. Real big channel. But again, there's a lot of really good channels out there with a ton of good information. And like I said, and I think that that's important that we do that. But let's get back on track here a little bit. The American people, for the most part, in my opinion, it's probably literally almost 50-50. And that's what I think. I think 50% of the people are so on the government tit, if you will, that they can never get off. They're going to suck that dry until there's nothing left to get out of it. And the sad part about that is, to be honest with you, when that goes dry, they're going to be the ones screaming the loudest of that they need help. Instead of being proactive ahead of time and helping themselves, they're not going to ever help themselves. They're going to be takers. That's their mindset. That's where they're at. But I think that there's a ton of people out here that are waking up, that are realizing that we're in big trouble in this country, and that they need to be taking that proactive approach to it, getting ready as best that they can. So more and more people every day are waking up, which I think is fantastic. I think it's a great thing, and so that's a good thing as well, and I like to see that. What is my prediction for January? Major unrest or not? Well, that's hard to say. I would expect it more in February than I would in January. You know, depending on what happens come January 20th. If some kind of major thing comes up and Trump stays in, yeah, you're going to see a bunch of people losing their mind. And again, it's really hard to say. But let's go with the scenario as of right now that Biden is sworn in January. If he's going to implement that thing where 100 days of trying to force everybody to wear a mask and all this type of nonsense, I think you're going to see a lot of pushback at that point. Again, hard to say what's going to happen, to be honest with you, but the worst enemy is an uneducated populace. Oh yeah, when you have people walking around with the rose-colored glasses on, thinking everything's going to be great, that nothing is going to change, that's not good. My entire carrot crop is still in the ground. Oh, that's cool. Well, like I said, if you got it covered over with straw and stuff like that, so it's not freezing, you can still harvest that. That's it's a good spot for it to be. It's cold enough, so especially depending on where you are. 100 days of peaceful protesting. Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting leading up to January 20th. I think it's going to be very interesting. Who knows what's going to happen. Hey, Jane Delaney, Americans have the grit to persevere. We need to remember our heritage. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. We come from a strong stock of people, a don't quit attitude people. Unfortunately, like I said, I think that a lot of people, Biden cannot mandate masks unless he calls Congress to approve martial law. Well, yeah, and again, I think there's a lot of games being played out there. He's obviously trying to make himself look like the good guy and how he's so concerned about the rest of us, when in the reality, Biden, Trump, whoever is in the White House, whoever's in Congress, whoever's in the Senate, they don't care about us. At the bottom line, they don't care about us. So, while you're stocked up, Mr. Preparedness One, Yeah, I'm doing all right. I've been prepping for a long, long time. A long time. Nothing happened overnight. It takes time, like anything else. That's just the way it is. And you have to. Again, Rome wasn't built in a day. Ever hear that saying? I love that saying. One brick at a time, right? It happens. You work at it, it happens, and that's prepping. Uh, you do what you can when you can, and just keep pushing on. And I encourage everybody to continue to prep, continue to get ready. Again, the unknown, the uncertainty, is it scary? It can be, but if you are ready to the best of your ability for whatever's going to happen, it puts you in a much better spot, much better spot. And so I think that's what I want to encourage you to do. Be proactive, help yourselves. Don't be victims. That's the biggest thing. Don't be victims. So uh prepping 101, that is proof they don't care about us and cheated it with the election. Like I said, I do believe the election was stolen, in my opinion. That's just my thought. The way it all went down there, it was very, very fishy. So, but again, they did what they did. They wanted him out, and they were going to do whatever they had to do to get him out. And that's, like I said, Trump will be back in the next 4 years. Oh, I'm not even going to say the rest of that. Uh, Try and spread hope and unity, and that's what we should be doing. We should be encouraging each other, lifting each other up. Hold on a sec. What are your thoughts on 26 pardons they're saying Trump issued? You know what? Again, every president does it when they leave office. They do a bunch of pardons. They pardon their friends. They pardon their supporters. They pardon other people that maybe have a life sentence. That's happened. That's always the way it's going to be. So I don't really have thoughts on that. It's something that happens with every president. Obama did it when he left. Uh, Bush did it when he left. Reagan did it when he left. Clinton did it when he left. So those are our recent ones. So, but again, they're gonna pardon who they want to pardon. They're always going to look out for their rich friends. That's just what they do. I hope he will pardon Julian Assange. You know who else I hope he pardons? Is the other guy, Snowden. I hope he pardons Snowden. Hey, Nest Prepper, our government needs to remember this country was founded by people who were fed up with the overbearing government. Oh, kitty, please. Okay, we can do a kitty. Hold on. So we have Miss Bella, like always. That's where she's always at. And then Mr. Max. That's who's in here right now. So, and then of course, all three dogs. All three dogs are here. They're chilling out right now. Oh my God. I got to tell you, Hella is just, oh, she's something. She is so smart, that dog. Hey, Prepper Artie Franklin. COVID invented to oust Trump via mail-in ballots. That was part of it. I think part of the COVID thing was to destroy the economy, to make him look bad that way. Austin Leverett, have you heard about what? Oh, hold on a second. Have you heard about what happened to XRP the past few days? Total BS. It seems becoming a threat to get used to reserve status. So the SEC sued. I'm trying to let me read your thing again here, because have you heard about what happened? There's always going to be threats ensuing. People get their feelings hurt. That's what they're going to do. They always do that. It's just, unfortunately, that's again part of the game. Hey, here, guys, I'm going to show you. Oh, stop. Oh, well, I have to pick you up and you're getting heavy. I know it. Oh my goodness. Oh, she is growing like a weed. Oh, oh. Are you a good girl? Are you a good girl? Are you? Are you naughty? Huh? You're getting better. Oh, thank you for the kisses. She's a good puppy, but she's getting. You can see she's gonna be huge. So Patty and John, their daughter got one of the puppies as well. Okay, and Hella is definitely bigger than their girl. Yes, she is. She's where their girl's darker in the face, and Miss Hella is more like her mama, more tan in the face. You're more tan, are you? With your big ears and your big paws. She's gonna be a big puppy. So so there's your puppy fix as well. Let me put her back down. Okay. Oh, there we go. Good girl. Oh, hold on a second. Now she wants to get back up. Hold on, Hella, stop. Ripple XRP is cryptocurrency. So by suing it, they are essentially saying Bitcoin. Oh God. Bitcoin will be the only available cryptos. Oh, they're trying to corner the market. I gotcha. Well, thank you. I didn't know. I had no idea about that. Hey, Prepper Tribe. To the Kitty Prep Funds, Merry Christmas to you and your fur family. Thank you very much. I appreciate that as well. Thank you. Thank you both for the donation. I do appreciate that. Yeah, they're not cheap. What's going to be expensive, I'll tell you right now. In the spring, I'll have to get 11 collars. So I always get the Seralto. Those are the best. I like those collars. I use them this year, and I think that they're awesome. China would never intentionally have infected themselves for her. Hard to say. I don't think it was done intentionally. I think that I think it was, like I said, I think it was an accidental release. I don't believe it was done intentionally. And I do still believe that it's much worse in China than they're portraying it to be. They got it locked down. They're never going to tell the truth. Yeah, Snowden. Like I said, I was talking about that earlier. I think Ed, the nurse that fainted on TV after the vax, she died from. Oh wow, really? She died? Oh yeah, it makes me want to run right out there and get it, then, doesn't it? That's not good. If somebody can confirm that, please let me know. We buy those collars for our dog. Yeah, it's a great collar. It keeps the fleas and the ticks off of them, and it's really they work great. Not the aftermarket ones. Don't buy the cheap ones. Don't go cheap. Did she really die? We got to find this out. That information. That nurse that fainted. Did she die or not? We'll have to. So somebody, please let me know. Ripple sucks because it's elite crypto. The researcher who created COVID has mysteriously disappeared. Well, you also had that other person that I'll get the links if I can find it. Prepper 101 said that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Liddy said, so they're gonna find out. They're gonna find out, guys. She was a paid actor. JJ's saying that. No, she didn't. Not true. Okay. Yeah, because like I said, I don't want to be on here spreading false information. They're all actors. No, the nurse did not die. Okay. All right. So that people are saying that she did not die. So we're gonna go with that. USA Today is reporting her alive. Okay, very cool. All right, thank you. Fact check. Yeah, there we go. And here's the best part. We're way better than Facebook fact checkers. we can do it really quickly because there's a whole bunch of us in here watching, and people can check it out really quickly. Sorrelto. So the name of the collars are their Sorrelto collars. They are going to run you. Let's see. They're about $60 a piece for each collar, but they last for 8 months. So I put the collars on the dogs. I think I did it in March of this year. And so I cut some of the collars off of them already because now, we're in a winter. So the ticks and stuff like that, once we get the freeze and stuff up here, they're done. So, and the fleas are. So I will probably in February, I'll go out and I'll purchase all the collars and get them then. And so with, Sorrelto, Seresto. Seresto. Okay. But I'll get them then. So now with 11 of them to get, I'm looking at like $660. But you know what? It keeps them so that they're not scratching and itching and have the irritation. The year before, especially with the boys, the kittens, they had so much. Never had issues with ticks up here. 1, 2 a year, maybe. 2 years ago, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous how many ticks that they had, especially the young boys. I was pulling ticks off them like crazy. And so this year, I got the collars for everybody. And what a difference. That no issues whatsoever. And that made them much more comfortable. The irritation, like with the dogs underneath them, they're not scratching and all that type of stuff. So it's really important. Pfizer and Moderna are known to cause Bell's palsy. Yeah, I've seen that there's been that reaction with some of the people that had the Bell's palsy happen. Yeah. And again, we don't know. There's no, the sad thing with it is there's no idea to know how bad the side effects are because the research isn't there. It wasn't done. So all these people that are jumping up here to get these first vaccinations, they're the experimental people. There's going to be people that are going to sit back and wait, and they're going to see what the reaction is on those people. But we don't know what the long-lasting effects are and those type of things. You won't know if it caused sterilization until you try to go have kids and can't. If it does, I'm not saying that it does, but if it does, and then next thing you know, they go, oh yeah, well, you're sterile now. Well, what caused it? Well, we don't know. You know what I mean? So deniable causability. How about that? I'm saying that wrong. I said that wrong, but you know what I meant. Being able to pretend like you have no idea, but they know. I just dropped a video exposing what happened in the prepper community with JT Preps and pinball. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't get into drama at all. I don't take sides. If people have issues with each other, that plausible deniability. Thank you, Billy the Kid. Thank you. I was like, I knew what I wanted to say, and it just wasn't coming out right. But plausible deniability. I love that term. That's an awesome term. That covers everything. I think that is just an awesome term. It can be used for everybody. Well, before we check out of here, I want to make sure, and I know I said it once already, I'm going to say this again. I hope everybody has a fantastic Christmas. I hope you get to spend it with people that you care about. Family is not always blood. So being around people that lift you up, that's a good thing. And I think that's what we should be doing. What would Shatner do? Oh my God, that's funny. That is funny. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. 80K man just said that. Absolutely. I agree 100%. If you're not doing something to help yourself in being ready with everything that's going on, that's on you then. There's nobody else to blame but you. But yeah, I hate it when the time flies. It's amazing. We get on here and start doing these chats, and I do get off on my tangents, which I do. But I have a method to my madness. I always do, and I hope people listen. I hope that people are getting ready Um, Merry Christmas, Ed. Merry Christmas, I think, everyone. That's all. Thank you very much. Like I said, I just hope everybody gets to spend it with people that they care about, and I hope they have a great Christmas and they enjoy enjoy the day, enjoy the people. So, uh, we need to choose a date to stop wearing the mask and then do it. Say we choose January 6th. Well, I chose already, Miss T. I don't wear one ever, so I don't wear a mask. That's my choice. So I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but I will not comply. Route Terror, Merry Christmas said, go nuts. Have as many of your family members together as you want. Screw what these governors say. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What? What? Now she wants to play. Thank you very much for the donation as well. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not going to have a government official dictate to me what I can and cannot do. As long as I am free, I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's kind of how I go. You know. Are you okay, brother? You sound a bit depressed. Merry Christmas. Well, I'm not depressed. I'm actually I'm good. I just I've been I in all honesty, I have been very tired lately, and I don't know why. No idea why. Overtired. Probably because I've been eating like crap. Like today, we ate a lot of cookies. Yes, we did. Yeah, well, maybe you didn't, Helen, but I did. Yes, lots of Christmas cookies. I had Patty and John. John stopped over with a couple of his granddaughters, and they brought me a tray of cookies. And you can't give a fat man cookies like that. It's bad. They are enablers. Patty and John are enablers. They're trying to make me fat. So they're bad. Very bad. Very good cookies though, I will tell you that. Oh, she loves to play. You should see her. I mean, and I'm going to tell you what, Pandora and Caesar have the patience of a saint with her. Because she's very aggressive, very, very aggressive. Okay, so what we're gonna do, guys, these terrible enablers out there sending me cookies and stuff or giving me cookies, that's terrible. And of course I have to eat them. I have to. So just don't eat the whole tray all at once, brother. Yeah, well, I'm gonna try not to. I actually I took a couple into Mom and Becky, and I always tell them these are diet cookies. So no, I do vitamin D. I do vitamin D every day. So it's not that. Again, part of it is it's that seasonal depression disorder. I am not a fan of no sunshine, cloudy every day. I not a fan of it. I like being outside. I like doing stuff. So yeah, it's not my favorite time of year. Overcast, gloomy, cold, and then snow. Yeah, not fun. So anyway, let's do this really quickly because we are running out of time. It's already 11 minutes after 9. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over this country. We are a huge network. We're a huge family from all over the world and the country. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's see. Move south. I may get a second property down the road. Franklin County, Ohio, Kent, England, Illinois, Indiana, Port Angels, Washington, New Zealand, very nice. Montreal, Canada, Western Maryland, Belgium, very nice. Columbus, Ohio, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Colorado, Florida, Minnesota, Eastern Long Island, Colorado, Cleveland, Ohio. We have Texas, Alberta, Canada, Northern Idaho, London, Florida, East Tennessee, Illinois again, Texas, Missouri, Idaho, Maine, Eastern Long Island. We have Wisconsin, Key West. That's nice down there. Australia, Canandaigua, New York. We have Texas, Blizzard, Minnesota, Tennessee, Michigan, South Germany, very cool. Eastern Kentucky, Las Vegas, love Vegas. Vegas is fun. Yatesville, Georgia, Southwest Indiana, uh, Buffalo, New York, UP and Michigan, very nice. Upper Peninsula, Alabama, Anderson, South Carolina, Buffalo, New York, Kentucky, Hudson, Florida, Nebraska, Cincinnati, Ohio, Western New York, Cape Cod, Australia, Gatlin, Pennsylvania. See, here's a little snot in the background. Canada, Quebec. We got Chicago. Let's see. With Buffalo, New York again. Beaufort, Indiana. Christmas Valley, Oregon. The Adirondacks. Don't chew on that. No. Boston, Mass. Sorry, guys. Anderson, South Carolina. Broadman, Ohio. Orange County, New York. So again, we are Central Virginia there. We're all over the place, all over this country, all over the world. We are a huge family, huge network of people. The only ones that can stop us, to be honest with you, and I've said this before, are us. That's it. If we network and work together, make those connections, I think that's hugely important to do. I really, really do. We have Quebec, Canada there, Anderson, South Carolina, Ottawa Valley, Ontario, Canada. Very nice. Burton, Michigan, Arkansas. Yamato, Japan. Very cool. That's very cool. If you're watching all the way from Japan, that's awesome. So again, like I said, we're all over the place, and we are a huge family. So I'm going to ask one last time. Let's see if we can get this up to 800 in the thumbs up here, guys. We got 719 still in the chat. We're at 750 on the thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, yeah, let's sing a Christmas song. That's funny. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do so, please, to show support for the channel. If I could talk, which would be helpful. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction we have, it shoots us higher up in the ranking. Again, and also, you know, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's the third reason. Got to be honest. Also, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for that reason as well. What do we got here? Why are all the mask wearers? Oh, hold on a second. I got to read this comment. Why are all the mask wearers worried about the non-mask wearers? Let me read the rest of that. Where did that go? Aren't we all supposed to be dead? Right, Rob Price said that. It's funny. What did I just miss here? I missed something. Hold on. Oh, there we are. Hey, Amber. Hello, everyone. I wish you all a safe and Merry Christmas. I hope everyone stays safe from the virus. Let's hope for a bigger stimulus package soon. That would be very, very nice. Thank you very much for saying that, and thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Again, I want to make sure I thank my moderators who do a fantastic job here keeping the chat clean. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for doing what you do, stream after stream, coming in here and, you know, enjoying the chat hopefully as well, but also keeping things squared away. I do appreciate it. I think it's important. I really do. Also, like I said, I want to remind everybody that we really truly are all in this together. And if we could ever get past the nonsense in the stuff that the media perpetuates out there and that the government perpetuates, keeping us fighting amongst each other and not, you know, focusing on the real problems, which is the government and big business. That's who's controlling everything. And as long as we continue to let them do that, that's exactly what they're going to do. Okay? But we're one race called the human race. That's what we need to remember. All right? Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. And thirdly, STD. Love it. My favorite acronym. Step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from negative people, and you're going to be just fine. And we are 10 away from 800, guys. We're at 790 on these thumbs up. We need 10 more. So if you haven't done it yet, let's see if we can make that up to 800 before we sign off here. Again, stay away from negative people that want to bring you down and tell you what you can't do. Focus on what you don't have a wish list, have a to-do list. Follow your dreams. Make them happen. Make them happen because you can do it. Anybody can do it. And we got what? We're up to 814 now. Very cool. Everybody's throwing them in there last minute. Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. So anyway, again, Merry Christmas, everybody. Obviously, I'll be on tomorrow. I'll do a video, obviously Christmas as well. But I will not be streaming on Friday. I will be back to stream on Sunday. So check me out on Sunday for the live stream. And hopefully everybody has a wonderful Christmas and everybody's safe. Excuse me. Hopefully everybody's safe, and I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now. You messing with those kitties?